you talked about the potential, if it's appropriate, of pardoning some of the January 6ers.
Yeah.
Lindsey Graham said a couple days later he thinks that's inappropriate. What do you think?
Well, Lindsey Graham's wrong. I mean, Lindsey's a nice guy, but he's a RINO. Lindsey's wrong. Look.
He's a nice guy, but he sucks. I hate his guts. He's a nice guy, but he's the worst. He's a RINO. Dan Evans. Has Lindsey Graham not paid for, like, he's paid his dues for Trump at this point? Doesn't he deserve some respect at long last?
Poor Lindsey Graham doesn't understand. This isn't the Republican Party. This is succession. Being nice gets you nothing. Sucking up gets you nowhere. I love the way Donald Trump, like, I don't miss him, but I love that, Lindsey Graham, I love him, he's great, he's a RINO. Just go straight for like cutting him right there. It's so, he's a showman, what can I say? But yeah, to your point, John, there's no instance in which Donald Trump will not wake up one morning, take a look at the world around him and go, okay, these are the people I can use to further my goals. And then we'll wake up the next morning, look at the same people and go, nah, never mind. And people are dispensable to him, they're disposable. That's why you've had so many people turn on him and become pariahs in the Trump world because of that, is because they start to blow Donald Trump up on his act that he continues to repeat time and time again. And so obviously, I think Republicans know this and they calculate this. Ted Cruz knows that Donald Trump doesn't like him, but still tries to practice Trumpism wherever he can, because Republicans understand this, Democrats don't. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's terrible. But if you just follow the guy who's going to get you into power, once you're in power, maybe he's gonna insult you, but you get the power you want anyways. You can do what you want. You can get your goals passed. Republicans do that for evil. Democrats could do that for good. These are just political strategies I'm throwing out there and talking about whether they work or not. But this is clearly what it's like on the Republican side.
Well, so then specifically for Lindsey Graham, like he has occasionally been willing to criticize Donald Trump. I mean, that's what Donald Trump is alluding to. Graham had said that offering pardons for the January 6 people would be inappropriate. So that's criticism, but he's certainly been loyal for a very long time. So do you think he should be worried about the MAGA people turning on him? I mean, RINO that's about as bad as you can be called in the Republican Party. That's what they call Lynn Cheney, a RINO. So would you be worried if you were him?
No, the worst thing you can be called in the Republican Party is anything for a consecutive period of time. The reality is that the Republican Party has like short attention span. Their media ecosystem is built off of, look at this outrage, look at that outrage, look at this outrage, look at this. So until they pick an outrage to stick to, then no, they're not going to care. What happens is, like, this happened with Mitch McConnell right after January 6th, where he was saying, listen, this whole storming the Capitol thing wasn't all that good. I think Republicans might have to turn around and maybe abandon Trump or move on from Trump as a party. And that worked for all of 5 days. Like, they were, like, the New York Times was full. They wrote articles about it. They loved writing Mitch McConnell's finally gonna turn on Trump articles because that's like a liberal fantasy to them. But in reality, it doesn't happen. So same with Lindsey Graham. He sent out one of these like test ships to see, oh, what if we criticize Trump lightly? Let's test that boat out, see what happens. Oh, that boat got shot in the water. Never mind, we're not gonna do that anymore. So this happens every couple of months. Trump signals what's going to happen if they continues it, and then they back off and go their separate ways. But as long as Trump doesn't continue to hammer this, Lindsey Graham won't continue to be hammered, and they'll be allies again the next RNC.
Yeah, and what is Lindsey Graham gonna do? Let's say that Trump becomes president again in 2024, and let's say that he does make good on his promise to pardon them. I don't think he'd care about those individuals, but let's say that he did. What is Graham gonna do? It's just a quote. It doesn't mean anything. Susan Collins said she voted to convict him. She just said that she would still consider supporting him in 2024. Like, so these criticisms are so non-consequential. Like, Trump freaks out because he's thin-skinned, but nothing would happen as a result of it.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.